What is poetry? Poetry has characteristics that make it different from other types of literature. The words in poems fall into irregular patterns similar to the beat you hear when you listen to music. Poetry may include other kinds of patterns too, such as rhyming words or lines that repeat. Watch this video to learn more about things that make poetry unique. Like novels and short stories, some poems are narrative. They describe a series of events. In fact, some narrative poems may sound like a short story when you read them aloud. However, if you compare the way the two forms look on paper, you can see clearly that they are very different. First, you find a fairy tale that you like. You can use a fairy tale from a book you have at home or at school, or you can find one online. Once you choose a fairy tale, read it at least twice, then write down the most important details of the story. Next, tell the story in your own words, including the important details you listed. Instead of writing the story in paragraphs, make it look like a poem with verses and lines. The poem doesn't need to rhyme, but try to choose words that sound good together and that support the meaning of your poem. For another activity, you'll write a poem that is based on a fairy tale. How might you do that? The first thing you should do is get really familiar with the fairy tale. In fact, it's a good idea to jot down the most important ideas of the story. Let's use the tale of Rapunzel as an example. You may have heard the story of Rapunzel before, or even seen a movie based on this fairy tale. In most versions of the story, a young couple has their child taken away from them because the child's father dares to pick a bunch of rampion, also called Rapunzel, from a witch's garden. Rampion is a flowering plant that is not only beautiful to look at, but very tasty too. Okay, for this lesson, there are a few links that you can look up. You can Google these, and they can help you out with that.